Unless you're a big brother housemate, a wag, or one of those annoying twins of X Factor. But that's what they tell all aspiring writers. Everyone has a story worth telling. And it's certainly what we believe at Rising Brook. So much so that uniquely for a writers group, we go out into the community to record the stories of people who haven't considered writing them themselves, or for one reason or another, maybe aren't able to do so. What we did like to be beside the Seaside is the latest collection of these Stafford Remembers stories. The 44 memories of Seaside holidays come from 8 groups across the Stafford borough, as well as from Rising Brook Writers' own library workshop contributors. This year, for the first time, we worked with a number of daycare centres across the borough. At 2 groups at Rising Brook Baptist Church Centre, St Francis Daycare opportunities at Mere Heath, at Eccleshall, and Age Concern in Stone. We were delighted to be invited to work with them, as well as with old friends at the Phoenix Over 50s Club, the Stafford Association of Widows, and the NHS Retirement Fellowship. And the touring workshop programme involves us visiting those 8 groups on 3 occasions across the year. So that's a total of 24 2-hour sessions that we did. These first visits are aimed to introduce Rising Brook Writers and the Stafford Remembers project to the members. And we share our Seaside memories to kick things off. We gave them everything from Mountbatten the Lion, famous seaside town called Blackpool that's noted for fresh air and fun. You know the one. We told them the tale of my mum's purple feet when her sandals started, the colour from her sandals came out in a storm as we queued up to see the lights at Morecambe. And we even told them about the origin of our chairman's fascination with trams. You can read all about that, but he didn't get out much. Before the end of each session, the folks were telling us their memories. And you'll hear something of them a bit later on this afternoon. We made a second visit to each of the groups a few weeks later to record the memories. In most cases, we got more stories than we were expecting from the first group, because some people who hadn't said anything initially had heard other people tell the stories and came and said, "I've got a story I can tell you." Some of the people who told us stories the first time thought of other stories to tell us when we came back. And some people even wrote down their stories for us. And 1 or 2 actually went in without any editing at all. So for a writers group, that's really good. So we had no shortage of material. We came away with over 20 hours of conversation from those visits. What resulted was a piece of social history. It's a history of a generation, many of whom couldn't afford to go to the Seaside until they became working adults. For Kathleen, the highlight of pre-war summers were not going to the Seaside, was going to the Stafford Carnival. Now imagine telling kids today that your summer holiday is going to watch a bunch of lorries going down to the Common in Stafford, and they wouldn't think that was much of a deal, really. Having talked to Kathleen, I can't drive into Stafford now, passing the end of Chapel Terrace, without thinking of the young woman who lived there, who for many years rode side saddle on a white horse as Lady Godiva in the pageant procession. It passes the time at the traffic lights. Other things, another discovery we had, we met Gwen at Eccleshall. Gwen had been a teacher for many years, and she told of her children expecting to go on a seaside holiday when they were told to bring their cases and they were going to go somewhere, but they didn't. They went to a village in Gloucestershire. But something I didn't know, and I reckon that most of you, when you read the book, will come across a moment when you say, "I never knew that." I didn't know Gwen stayed with those kids throughout the duration. The other stories, some of them told us about their initial seaside holidays only being limited to day trips, Sunday school treats, working men's clubs with the 30-40 coaches loaded up with crisps and pop, and each kid getting half a crown, 12.5p for spends. But we've also got stories about holiday makers having their own shelf in the boarding house sideboard for the meat and bacon that they took with them when they went, and the landlady provided the vegetables. There are stories of seemingly endless train journeys, sheds masquerading as holiday camp chalets, talent contests, fun fairs, donkey rides, thunderstorms, and stories of getting lost on the beach when Mum could see you all the time. And as befits a record of British seaside holidays, there's a few laughs in there as well.